The new Parkway Theater, located at 474 24th Street, Oakland, California, where good food, diverse entertainment, and community create a place for everyone. For showtimes and special events, check out www.thenewparkway.com.
You are listening to High School 515, where sports and comedy regain some culture.
You know how many women and actresses say they're a struggling actress in LA? And you know what they might as well, in the first picture come to my mind is the same one that should come to there is that casting couch.
I think the way Aaron sees the success in the world is either you go to college, you go to trade school, or casting couch. Just like one. It's like, hey, bitch. He's like,
and while you make your decision, you were gonna have some after school program for you.
Everybody start off in some kind of casting couch.
Get to the casting couch.
There's casting couches in every field. They just look different. And some of them have less things you have to do. Look, in the educational field, the casting couch is your resume. Your resume, you get vetted, you this and that. You know, the medical field is going to med school. Casting couch. Problem is, you in Hollywood, there's two type of casting couches. All right, one of them is illegal and one of them legal. The illegal one is Harvey Weinstein's. The legal one is tied to LA New Girls, LA Direct Models and stuff like that.
I'm saying, Aaron, you watch Switchboard. I think we crossed over the edge where porns become fantasy to like actual reality. Like,
every metaphor you use is about casting couch. He's like, man, this peach in this produce section would not do well on my casting couch. So I'm not going to tell him this one's not ready. This one's not ripe enough. Nope, got to go.
Well, they figured out how to play together by Christmas. And I think that was when I made my prediction. It's Christmas.
Yeah.
I think I probably made it at the beginning of the year, but Christmas really solidified it for me.
They were in the fourth seed.
They were in the fourth seed, like a game and a half out of the third, and they were close to second. What happened was, well, you know, you had the LeBron injury, but and this is why I said we should do a power rankings on what really went wrong for the Lakers. Who's to blame? Because they all are to blame, but it's just what order you want to put them in. And I tell you this, the one who got me is when because even after he first got hurt, I was looking at his schedule and I was like, dude, if they could just split, like he gonna be out longer than this week they were saying. I was like, this is gonna be at least 2 to 3 weeks. If they could just split these games, they'll be in a good shape. If they could split them. And then it started off, they were splitting them. They beat a couple of good teams, right? Mm-hmm. Then all of a sudden, the guy who was on my fifth.
No, they beat the Warriors after.
They beat them again, yeah.
Later, like a week or two later.
Without LeBron, they beat them again. Then they beat. Yeah, they beat a couple of good teams, even on the road. And I was like, wow, they're in a good place. But then the thing that ruined them, it was the thing that ranks high on my list. The thing that I would put probably around second out of the ranking will be.
Wait, what's first?
First is Magic Johnson.
Magic? You put Magic first.
No, right. Magic first. So Magic, but what happened before that was ranked. I would put it second place.
Aaron, I'm gonna give you a Magic moment right now. This Magic moment. You started like 2 minutes ago, and like I'm gonna tell you something, and then you like talked in circles, and you haven't got to that something.
In third place, I'm gonna go second next. In third place of ruining the Lakers was the LeBron injury. That was third place, right?
Wow. Okay.
And second place of ruining LeBron injury was Anthony Davis and Rich Paul. Okay. And this is right during this time I was arguing with Jared, and Jared's like, "Oh no, it's tight that Rich Paul and players take effect." But they just got proved. They just got their asshole handed to them. They tried to force a trade. All of them did. Rich Paul got his asshole handed to him. Anthony Davis got their asshole handed to him. There was no winners in that situation.
Okay. Who's fourth? Is there a fourth?
No. I don't have. Fourth is Luke Walton. Number one.
Wait, where the hell are we? How do we get?
He asked me fourth. I was going to go one next, but he asked me what fourth was. So you can't Magic moment me that.
One is already Magic.
One was Magic Johnson. So Magic Johnson is the one because after Anthony Davis publicly hit the button. Publicly says, "I went out."
I don't know. He's one of them. Probably some wind.
After he says, "I want out," Magic hopped on the train I don't mind him trying to make a trade. That's the game of the NBA. That's the game of sports. I don't mind the trade.
Right.
But he was doing too much public talking, too much public announcing what he's sending to them, announcing this. And after that moment, they played like zombies. Those young guys played like shit. They lost to the worst teams in the league. They lost to Phoenix.
Oh, I remember that game.
They lost to Phoenix. Who was the other team they lost to? They lost to Dallas. They lost to this. They lost to the Knicks. They lost to the Knicks during that time. During that time, they actually had the easiest part of the schedule, and they lost all those games. And those guys, and I was watching it as a Laker fan, and I'm like, dude, they don't want to play.
What percentage would you give everyone? So 1 through 4, like if it's like a pie, and you have to give a percentage to each one. So Magic, LeBron, Anthony Davis trade, and Luke Walton. What would you give each one? Like how much blame does Magic get?
Magic is the most. Magic is over. He's over 2/3, so that gives me what, Jared? About 35%.
35.
So wait, so you're saying he's 60, 64, 65% responsible?
Yeah, Magic Johnson's like, no, maybe not that high. Maybe he's about 60%. I'll go 60.
60%. Okay.
60%.
I think what I agree with that. These things definitely hurt, but I think just the general, also the LeBron then Lonzo going out like kind of back to back, but like also spaced out where LeBron was getting ready to come back, and then Lonzo was
playing well, and then he got hurt.
And I think that those two things really kind of set him back, and then on top of the fact that all those fools were worried about getting traded, I think once
Kuzma, if you look at his last games, he went down the hole. He went down the hole when the trade came in. He was not putting up numbers. He had one good game, I think, after the trade, and after that, he didn't do anything. He was walking. Jason Hart just hit the toilet. It's still there now. He hit the toilet once the trade rumor and his name was in there. They got rid of Zubac because Magic don't know what the fuck he doing.
Who's actually pretty good.
Who's actually balling. Who's actually leading the Lakers in free throw percentage. Is actually balling. I figured, but that one didn't hurt so much because, they had Mo Wagner coming back. And they were like, okay, well, we got another young center that's a rookie coming back who we drafted first round. We got to get him in. So that one didn't hurt as much, but the rest of the young... Brandon Ingram started playing like shit.
Oh, shit.
Now, he picked up after the trade deadline passed. Kuzma really didn't recover. He recovered a little bit, but then he started getting hurt.
Yeah, Kuzma was also out there trying to just ball out at the Young Stars Classic and get at IG models, you know what I'm saying? Or get at 16 and pregnant actresses. That's his problem.
If you had to make a list, who would you blame then?
Who would I blame?
Yeah,
1 through 4, 1 through 3. I would blame the players themselves.
Okay, so players.
Number one, they're the number one culprit. Number one. I'll blame injuries as like the second thing, and then I'll blame Magic Johnson's and Luke Walton confabulation of just like idiocracy that's going on.
So
Luke Walton don't know what the hell he's doing.
I don't think Luke Walton knows what he's doing. I don't think he has a gauge on this team. He's not inspiring them to play. The fact that they've stopped talking about him lets me know that the end is probably near for him because it's not even a contention. It's like they're not calling for his head right now. They're not doing this, that, and the other. I think they're right now at the point where they're like, let's play this season out. We'll evaluate and we'll probably move on from Luke Walton after this season, and they'll take their time to actually look for a head coach that will mesh with LeBron. But yeah, no, I think honestly, like the players, man, those young players not taking the next step in their year of development. This is you know what? Like my thing is, y'all definitely like it hurts to be put in trade rumors. Like y'all want to trade any of y'all to get this guy, but at the same time, that should be something that. Unlike, what I'm saying, like the younger generations, Aaron make me feel old. What he talk about it, like the Gen X versus millennials, is like that should be motivation, not something to be like, saying sulking about, or something that makes you then say, all right, I'm gonna disengage more because I'm not wanted as much as I think I should be. Well, then prove why you should be wanted. Don't sit there and be like, oh, they don't want me enough, so I'm just gonna sit here and act like I'm not that good. No, prove. Hey, I'm gonna prove you wrong. This is motivation now. Now you lit a fire under my ass. I don't think they took it like that to a degree. I think that's then falls back on Luke Walton to be able to galvanize or redirect that information and that knowledge and what's going on, all those rumors, to redirect that energy. As a good coach, you have to be able to push through all that bullshit and be able to say, hey, this is what we're doing. We're still a team. We're doing this, that, and the other. He didn't do that. But then the other thing is, all these players who are in their second and third years now, these young players that they're talking about, like, this opportunity for you to take the next step, hopefully in your second or third year, if you're Ingram, to take the next step in your development. But right now, you have LeBron James, who's going to take the light off all y'all. So y'all going to get less of the blame for anything that goes wrong. So the pressure is off you. Why are you allowing? It's like you are getting a free season to continue your development without the pressure of being. You guys are 3 young players, or you're young players who were drafted in the top 3 overall in the last couple of NBA drafts. You guys should be better and start, advancing your career quicker. You know what I'm saying? You should be developing better and be better players. You got that pressure off you because you have LeBron. So yeah, like you continue to keep your head down and develop your game, but you don't fucking go in the tank the way they did for that stretch of time and just be, stagnant. And then after LeBron got back, it falls back on LeBron for not being able to, like, mend those fences or whatever it is to get these guys to play at a higher level. When he got back and they kept losing games, it's like, I don't know what's going on now. It's like this is on the players just not executing. But
a lot of people say it was injury.
I think injuries.
There was a couple of times where like he was playing and like people just blow right by him to get like a free layup.
Yeah, he can't play. He can't move laterally.
He's not the same level right now. But then they also haven't had LeBron, Ingram, and Ball played. I think they only played like 20 games together this season. Yeah,
which is crazy.
So like they didn't. Yeah, it's kind of like a lost season to that degree. So I give injuries a big deal on that. But I think those young players you had a season where you didn't have to worry about the media spotlight being on you for the failures. You have LeBron. He's going to take all the blame. He's going to be the one that everyone's getting on and talking about. So use this season to continue to like develop and slowly surprise people with what you can do. And I think maybe Ingram was kind of starting to do that a little bit more. Ball seemed to be doing that a little bit, and injuries kind of derailed that opportunity. But when LeBron got back and they kept losing and they were in that string of losing games, like somebody's got to step up at a certain point and be like, hey man, like, we got to beat some of these weak teams if we want to actually be taken serious. But that's Walton too.
To me, the Lakers, I'm not worried about I'm not as a Golden State fan. I'm not worried about the Lakers.
Yeah.
I'm worried.
I know Aaron is.
I'm worried about the Lakers because their organization is just falling apart at the worst times.
It's LeBron James.
My brother and I, we do this thing where I compare or I always equate being a coach or being a GM to being a cook or being a chef. And so, Luke Walton, would you say that let's say he's a chef. Do you think that he has all the right ingredients to make spaghetti?
No, I think Luke Walton is a line cook at
at Chipotle?
Yeah, he a line cook at the Halal Brothers.
Halal Brothers.
Boston is good because they got guys who can play off the ball. They have players who don't need. They have a system. They have players who can play off the ball. LA does not have players that can play off the ball as well.
They really don't.
They have a lot of ball dominant players, which LeBron does not need. Which has not been the recipe.
Which is why you blame Magic Johnson, because he brought in instead of bringing in somebody that could shoot, even if they were a good 2-point
but they didn't bring in anybody without LeBron's okay, and LeBron was okay with bringing in Rondo and bringing in JaVale McGee. JaVale McGee was the only one that really made sense. Stevenson and Rondo were unnecessary. Like, if you want to bring in Rondo to help mentor somebody because he's a really smart basketball player,
it's like ball.
But why would you bring in somebody who can't shoot? To teach
no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But the thing is that Rondo can't shoot, but he also doesn't have redeeming. He doesn't have that redeeming leadership quality that people talk about in the same way that other players do. Like he's one of those guys who's like one of the smartest players, but at the same time doesn't know how to like really be a leader amongst his teammates and gets into it with the coaches and doesn't from what we've heard.
And then he brought in
a bunch of rap stars.
They brought in a bunch of veterans on 1-year deals. Like they're gonna want a job.
They should just
after
brought in JaVale McGee to run that screen and roll and just throw up lobs to him.
Yep.
That's it. Like, and he can shoot the three slightly every once in a while if you really leave him wide open.
Honestly, I think this year was a wash year for the Lakers. Like it shouldn't have mattered, but like with the way that they're washing, it's making it look even worse.
Yeah, it's ending on a bad note.
Yeah,
it's
bad. Hey, you're supposed to tank this year.
It's bad for my fantasy team too.
So if they
shout out to LeBron sponsorship.
We think we gonna get any of that Laker mojo and Zion Williamson? And
no, you're not getting time.
You don't think so, man?
No, y'all
they in the lottery.
No, y'all.
Who, Lakers?
If they don't make the playoffs, they're in the lottery. They're only three games out of getting more balls in. And I've seen the Magic. I've seen the Magic after Shaq that first year win the lottery with one ball.
I guarantee you.
And especially now that the NBA don't even show the lottery on TV.
I think that they're actively tanking. Like Brandon Ingram, I think it was on
he's
two
out.
games ago. Two games ago. He's out for the season.
I know. He's
He's
on
out
my
for the
fantasy
season.
team.
Lonzo's out for the season.
I'm mad because he out for the season when he was averaging 27 points the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I had him on my fantasy league.
He's balling, and now he out.
Yeah.
I got that push notification at work, and I was mad.
There's a clip of, I think the Lakers lost to, I want to say the Clippers, and Brandon Ingram was in the street clothes, but he came to the game and he was high fiving everybody while they lost, and like they was going to the locker room. He's like, all right, Brian, you get a high five. What's his name? Josh Hart, you get a high five, and then Luke Walton passed by him, and he was just like.
That's that immaturity. That's what I'm telling you.
He gave him that like.
You still don't give him a high five.
He gave him like, I don't fuck with you, look.
Yeah, but that's the immaturity, Brandon. This is the same guy who has a girlfriend and his side piece a stripper, and he publicly talks about how they're not allowed to put pictures of him on their Instagram. But they troll each other by when one's out of town, the other one gets to sit in the front row.
Dude.
And they troll each other. It's a mess. It's a mess. They are a mess.
If I had to,
off the court
if
and
I had to
on.
put blame in the list, I would go
Go in order of going down. I like descend in order. So start with the least amount of blame.
the least.
Uh-huh.
God damn.
There's still a lot of blame to go around. Not enough.
Damn. I'm gonna go players first.
Okay.
That's the least amount of blame. After that, I would go. Damn, that's hard. I think like my top three would be Magic, LeBron, and injuries.
Yeah. Injuries hurt. LeBron hurt.
But I'm gonna say out of those three, injuries would probably be at the bottom. What worries me is Lonzo. I feel like he's
Mr. Glass.
Right. I feel like he missed 2 years.
Bright yellow.
He missed 2 years, and LeBron was supposed to come in and like mentor him, and I was like, that doesn't sound right because LeBron kind of doesn't mentor. When he was in Cleveland the first time, I can't think of like who he mentored before he left. When he was in Miami, who did he mentor before he left? Like Chris Bosh was out, Dwayne Wade ended up leaving, and like even the players that were supposedly drafted to keep him there, and that when they drafted when he was there, like where are they now? Tyler Johnson just got traded from Miami. Napier, he got traded. He doesn't mentor. He doesn't mentor very well.
No, and that it is what it is. I don't think it's. I think it's one of those things where you got to learn to play with LeBron. LeBron kind of learns what your skills are, but he also is like, he's the talent where he's basically the talent where the gravitational pull centers around him. He's not the moon and is gonna go around your gravitational pull. And so that's where like he's at that point in his career. He's a veteran. He's been in the league for 15 years, whatever it is, 16 years, and so. It is what it is. He's not gonna mentor nobody. There shouldn't be the expectation that he's gonna mentor these guys at this point.
Yeah, I think
because he's on the decline. I think he's on the decline.
I don't think no player should have to mentor anybody.
He's on the decline.
If you want to mentor, you can mentor. If you don't, you don't have to.
He's going through like his first major injury.
We need to remember that these things go quick with athletes, and you don't realize
he's a special kind of athlete. Though.
I know, and he's been good. The fact that he's been able to go this long without ever having an injury, or to be even just like that. Like I remember a couple years ago, I said I think he's losing a slight quickness on his first step, and I was like, it's not much, but it's a little bit there. He's not this type of player, but he's also playing smarter. He's playing more efficient. So like there's a balance, but his physical prime is like. He's on the decline.
He's shooting a lot more threes, and I think the Warriors exposed him. Was it last year or the year before last? When they played each other 3 different times.
Yeah.
And he saw it when he was getting layups, and then he had to sprint back 90 feet to get back on defense. And they was like, all right, we'll give up 2, but we're gonna get 3.
Yeah.
And so that's as soon as I saw that, and I think he saw the same thing. That's when he's been shooting a lot more threes.
Yeah.
And been efficient at it too.
Yeah, he's still really good, but I think he's on that decline, and there's not much else that you can say. Like he's the player he's gonna be, and whether or not you think he takes most of the blame, and deservedly so. No. And that's why Derek Carr is not the dude that is LeBron, because Derek Carr's the dude who can't handle that criticism and he's not gonna take it, and he's not gonna be one of the best players in the game while taking that criticism.
He doesn't have that gravitational pull
Derek Carr.
Like
Derek Carr's garbage, bro.
We don't have to worry though, because Zion Williams will be there next year when they get that one ball in lottery. Conspiracy, David Stern conspiracy.
I don't know about that.
I'm calling it here first. Lakers win the lottery.
All right.
I'll be super surprised.
your boy Robert Kelly. You say you had something special for this, Jared, didn't you?
Huh? I didn't say I got anything special for
I
it.
thought you had something special for R. Kelly since he's back on the menu.
You wanna preface the story a little bit?
Preface story. R. Kelly and whoever his publicist is decided to have a bright idea to have him do a sit-down interview with Gayle King. But once you see the whole interview, you get to process, more about the R. Kelly situation, where he feels about it. I guess he just really felt like it was his turn to really get his opinion and his voice out on the matter. We're hearing a lot of other people talk. We're seeing the police reports. We're seeing the families of the victims talk. So this was R. Kelly's way of putting himself out there so he could get his story out with a sit-down interview.
I don't think he really told much of a story, other than the fact that he was trying to, present himself as the one who was losing everything and everything's falling apart, and it's unfair to him to be treated this way because of past transgressions. But that fool was funny. I don't understand what the point of that interview was, other than to basically allow him to lose his cool. And for the people I think who are really into R. Kelly and support him, they probably loved it. But for the majority of people, like especially the people on the internet, that shit made him look even funnier. All the memes and the little remixes of songs and stuff they edited this fool and created a beat off him screaming, talking about 30 years of my life and stuff like that. Y'all killing me. It was pretty hilarious. The funniest thing though is when he's like, oh man,
I'm not afraid because I'm telling the truth.
That nigga ain't telling no truth. That nigga ain't telling no truth.
They persecuted Jesus.
And they persecuted Jesus.
We saw what happened there.
Mm-hmm.
Did you just compare Jesus to R. Kelly?
That's what happens when you get a bad publicist.
That's what happens when you get a bad publicist and lawyer.
Your lawyer is / your publicist, or your cousin Reggie is your publicist.
Yeah, so getting up and yelling and hooting and hollering. I don't know, man. R. Kelly, I kind of believe that he would be really stupid to be locking people up. I don't think he locked people up. I think he used his power, influence, and people under his staff to manipulate women and keep them feeling like they didn't have options to leave, or it wasn't in their interest to leave, which could be in a certain way, considered.
Yeah. Do you think it was more manipulation, or was it more like his people were they more physically intimidating?
I think
because I hear it on both sides from people.
I think it's probably just like really strong manipulation with power, with clout, with the appearance of opportunity to be a star or whatever it might be. But at a certain point, I think he was using his power in a way that was detrimental to a lot of women, and it's coming out on some of the things he did. I think the main thing is just he was still having sex with underage women, and he was using his power to do that. Like, man, if you want to have a harem of women and their consent is to join that harem, then like that is whatever it is to you, man. You can have that. But if it's not consensual, or they're not of the age to be consenting in those manners, like R. Kelly, man, like it sounds like you continue to abuse that power after we caught you on video and you beat your case. You know what I'm saying? Like that's that fool said I beat my case.
He beat it.
He didn't say I didn't do that. That wasn't me. No, he beat his case. He got away with it when he shouldn't have. All right.
He caught a case.
Yeah. But these other cases were still out there, or he continued to engage in them, and now they're coming back to get him. But dude, I don't really have any sympathy for R. Kelly. He tried to get the sympathy. I don't know, Keegan, if you have any sympathy from what you saw in his crying and pleading for people not to not to just steal his life from him. Apparently,
I don't. I don't. I don't.
I think R. Kelly got to. He about to go. He about to go somewhere. He about to go. Where he about to go?
To Mickey D's, because that M. When I see that M, it make me think of Mama. Because that's my mama's favorite restaurant. So when I got out, I had to go get me a Big Mac.
Nigga, please.
OJ was found innocent, went free.
But he basically wasn't free.
Right? But then Michael Vick was found guilty, still went to prison, did his time, came out, and he's still guilty.
Still guilty. still got treated like he was still doing things wrong, even though he changed his life around.
Yep.
And he paid his debt off to society.
Yeah, so he's still,
I think I'd rather be free if that's the
No,
case.
no,
Then
no.
if I'm always gonna be guilty.
Michael Vick should start a consultant agency on how to, get back in the good graces of white people. Man, just cut your dreads off, bro. Be more presentable, bro.
Who did he say that
Stop
to?
wearing dashikis, nigga.
Who did he
That's
say?
it. He said he's talking about Colin Kaepernick. He's like, man, I think he needs to cut off his afro so he can be more appealing to the white crowd.
No, he did not sound like that. Do not sound
My
like
name
Michael Vick.
is Ron Mexico. Ron
Vick.
Mexico.
Look. He used Ron Mexico. He used that against a woman. So I ain't got no problem with. He was trying to check into the free clinic. He was trying to check into the free clinic under an alias. I have no problem with him using Ron Mexico as an alias. In fact, I've used Ron Mexico a few times myself, even in church.
So when it comes to R. Kelly, do you think it's easier, or do you think it would be better for him to be innocent and be free, or go to jail?
I think it's better for the world for him to go to jail.
I think it's better for the world for him to go to jail.
But I wish the court of public opinion wasn't there, because I want to be able to play R. Kelly loud in my car. I don't want to have the windows up to play my R. Kelly music. I played R. Kelly songs yesterday.
So after, let's say he's found guilty and he does his time and he comes out, would that be better? Like if he's outside right
for
now?
him, probably not, because I think he'll be forgotten about though so much that it. I think where Michael Vick came out, he was still in the prime of his life and game, so he still had a chance where he had to go off and try to play, and so people would, it's like you said, it's like he still wasn't free, right? People were showing up to games. People were mad at the Eagles for signing him. People were mad at showing up to games, picketing, things like that. Even though he paid his debt to society, I think R. Kelly's not going to be in that light, right? When he comes out, it's going to be no studio that hires him, right? It's going to be none of this. He might be able to. He can't make another album, so he might as well be free. I mean, yeah, he passed his prime. There's a prime in music. I always say there's a prime. There's a prime where you're in and you got this time. And he has already passed, but he still was making crappy albums. Probably.
I think the biggest issue is that now there was several concerts that got canceled that he was scheduled to do, and that's really where he was gonna be able to sustain and make money beyond his career. Is going and selling out venues, doing shows, and now it sound like he's gonna be not even able to perform at the new park, the new parish. The new parish don't even want his ass.
Sound like he ain't gonna be able to perform at Little Bell Bob. It's closed down.
The Ivy Room probably ain't gonna be calling him to come perform, and that's 100 people you can fit in there.
So no matter what happens, he's.
I think it's just dues for him doing whatever he's done. I still think it needs to be adjudicated in the court of law, but at the same time, the jokes and everything is part of the stain you don't want to bring upon your name. And so when you do something, or you are engaging in uncouth and terrible or just bad behavior, that is part of the response you are going to get. That's why you don't want to be an embarrassment. That's why you don't want to be somebody who is castigated, set aside, or what's the word I'm looking for?
Hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray.
Yeah. But yeah, this is what you get, man. And so you can get mad at you on your little interview, R. Kelly, but you put yourself into a really bad situation. Unfortunately, you are, as a black man, being made an example of, and it's disappointing to certain degrees that it always has to be the black men that are the primary examples being set on how to be and how not to be, which is an unfair process within American society. But that's something that we can speak on another time, or we can actually get into, because I think, or at some point, because that is a very real concept. Anyways, R. Kelly, you should have known better, man. You should have known better.
I mean, why would he do that though? Why would he do that after beating the case? Why would he sit around and do what everyone say, accusing him of doing?
Why did OJ over there robbing for people for his own memorabilia?
He was trying to get his memorabilia back. That made sense.
Right after, not even right after, but I mean, it's OJ. Who's not going to remember OJ?
Well, he wasn't black. He was OJ.
Well, I'm not black. I'm OJ.
Kels, we in our throwbacks. R. Kelly, man, you're gonna be in your throwback prison uniform.
Do y'all still have R. Kelly in your playlist?
Hell yeah, I got him in place.
I got him on my iPod Nano, one or two songs, but I never had a bunch of his music.
I had a first 4 albums.
I had some of the CDs.
I bought them when they first came out. I sure as hell ain't trashing them. I ain't the type of person to burn a jersey when a player leave a team.
Hey,
Because you buy the actuals.
hey, R. Kelly, I hope.
I ain't getting rid of mine.
R. Kelly, I hope you find you your own Adabisi in prison.
Hey, do you think he's gonna get a special orange sleeve to wear when he in prison? So he get that sleeve on?
Do you think they'll let him wear his like little bandana headband in prison?
I think he can wear it in court.
Hey, he could say, "Hey man, he represented the nation of
Pied Pipers. Yep.
Feeling on your booty. There's gonna be some booty.
R. Kelly.
I like booty.
Speaking of prison.
R. Kelly will walk into prison. I like booty.
Jussie getting 16 felony counts.
Oh, don't worry. We're gonna get to that later. That's quick hitter.
Quick hitter.
Get into that. What's next? What we got else? What else we got?
We got 21 questions or 21 horses.
Apparently, there's an issue with racetracks in LA. There was over the course of the last 10 weeks at Santa Anita race track in Southern California, 21 horses have had to be euthanized or have died after racing on their track. It's funny because they basically are not certain as to what is the primary cause of it, but they did say that it has been one of the wettest winters in the last however many years down in LA, and they think that the soggy tracks could have something to do with it. No shit. That's what I gotta say to that. Anyways, yeah, man. So it's crazy. They basically shut down the racetrack due to the fact that all these horses have been dying. They're not sure what to do or what is the primary cause of these horses breaking and shattering their legs and then having to be euthanized.
Well, it is a heavy dirt track, Santa Anita.
It is so heavy dirt.
It's not like all tracks are dirt, but theirs is like one of the most like heaviest dirt. So it's basically just they're probably sinking in the mud.
Bruh, I keep thinking like you remember in the Never-Ending Story, and like Atreyu, the horse was sinking in the quicksand.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I just keep thinking these horses are running in mud and snapping their legs as they're going into this quicksand mud. Atreyu. That was the name of the horse, right? Or was that the dog?
I watched that movie when I was young, so how the hell am I supposed to remember that?
I don't know. Anyways, all I know is, dude, if y'all don't, what I'm saying, like, take good care of that track, or if y'all don't, do something, man, y'all have PETA up in your ass.
I'm surprised I don't hear much from
I'm surprised PETA wasn't there, period.
Oh,
I feel like PETA might be getting paid off.
They getting paid off. They worried about animal cracker boxes.
They worried about people wearing jackets and racing for some reason.
Yeah, they worried about all these. They worried about wasting labor by throwing blood and urine and feces on things that have been made, sacrificing animal furs and stuff like that.
Oh, I thought you was talking about an R. Kelly video.
Oh no, it's going on. Crazy. I wonder what it's like if you're like at a raceway and you see a horse just like collapse over with like a leg.
So I've seen it on live TV before during it was a horse going after the Triple Crown, and that was back a long time ago, and that was when I said I was done with horse racing.
Did they pull the shotgun out right on TV?
They should have, because that's the only thing that would have made me. I felt sad.
Damn.
I was about to start crying because it was a horse that was going after Triple Crown and run 2 races. This was probably about 15 years ago. So I was watching TV. I'm super juiced, waiting for it. Horse racing was still a little more in before it became a dying thing. And all of a sudden, I'm watching that horse run, and then it just starts limping. And you could tell its leg just broke. And the trainer came up, the jockey came off. He was crying. He started crying. He was holding the horse's leg up. You could tell that it was just really bad shape. They actually tried to give that they did like 14 surgeries on that horse trying to save it, and they finally had to just euthanize it because those. And after that, I just couldn't. I don't do horse racing no more. Years for years, Jared would go out to the horse track and be like, man, we going out Dollar Day, this and that. No, I can't go. I don't go to horse racing. They need to be run free.
Give us free.
Give us free. If a horse could speak, it would talk better than my man in Amistad to say we would be free. It would have better English.
Yeah.
Give us free.
He is in Constantine too. Anyways, that shit is crazy. I don't fully understand the dynamics why they can't save the horses, but I hear it. I guess they don't heal well off broken legs, or they can't.
They can't heal. They don't heal. Period.
That's broken legs?
Yeah, their bones. Yeah, the way they're designed, they don't heal up. Shit. So that's why they just have to euthanize them. It was crazy that owner really loved that horse because it was about to win the Triple Crown. So he put all that money, and they tried to save it just so it could live, and it couldn't do it.
That's wild.
Yeah, 21 in 10 weeks.
Man, I think it's some Illuminati shit. 21 Savage gets detained. 21 horses die. Crazy.
50 Cent, 21 questions.
Yeah, for
In
real.
my head.
Blackjack is 21. That's some Illuminati shit, man. Symbolism.
Drinking age, 21.
Deion Sanders, primetime, 21.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else.
Your boy, what's your boy name that look all crazy? Latin kid with the different color hair. Right?
Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Tekashi 6ix9ine.
What?
He's so stupid. He probably thought he was getting 21 and his name and tattooed on him. That's some shit right there.
I'm dying. Yeah, Tekashi 6ix9ine. That boy. Yeah, he's mad because his baby mama's getting messed around with by his homies. That's one of the reasons why he turned on him. They were sleeping with my baby mama. Hey. Yes, dude.
He took a page right out of Frank Lucas' book.
I don't know what he's gonna do.
Maybe he's gonna get a
do?
movie about it.
Like witness protection? Like,
Right.
what job is he gonna go to and be like, hey, I'm not Tekashi 6ix9ine?
What job he gonna
Like
go to?
I just really liked him when I was a kid, so I got this big ass 6ix9ine tattooed on my forehead.
I wouldn't hire him at McDonald's because I'll be worried he's gonna snitch me out for taking an extra fillet of fish.
Come on, he gonna snitch you out.
Man, I saw him with the fillet of fish.
Do you think it is worth it from like not just the FBI but CIA and like the actual government to put him in with witness protection?
No.
That's a waste of taxpayer money.
Like who's he snitching on that's gonna like
That's gonna shoot him one.
Yeah.
Wait, is he really in witness protection?
Well, no, he still has not. He's not out of jail yet, so he's not even in
not
witness
in there.
protection.
so like once you
My thing is
like the cost like he would obviously have to get the tattoos removed. And then they're gonna obviously have to like reconstruct his face.
the motherfucker got the goddamn the doll from the
Chucky?
No, the doll from what was those
Jigsaw.
movies? Yeah, the Jigsaw. He got the Jigsaw doll
Come on,
tattooed on his cheek. That's on his cheek, bro.
That's what that is?
Jigsaw from Saw movies
Yeah.
is on his face. I was like, this motherfucker really wants to be seen.
It's rather gonna have to put makeup on his face or
He gonna be putting on. He gonna spend 4 hours just putting on mascara and everything else so he can go out every day.
just like, hey, I want to go get the newspaper. I gotta spend 4 hours getting. I'm not saying he's gonna pick up the newspaper.
Hey,
obviously.
no, what they should do. They should have him go out and be was it Michelle Rodriguez's body double? That's what they should do.
Damn.
Who be his body double?
Michelle Rodriguez.
That's fucked up. That's really fucked up, man.
That's what he could do. I'm telling you, bro.
Like, what job is he gonna get? Like, copy Central or something?
Hey, I wouldn't want him. I wouldn't want him in my kid's kindergarten class because he gonna tattle on everybody all the time. Teacher. They took extra graham crackers and goldfish.
Did he run out of space on the rest of his body? Is that why he started using his face for?
I think he ran out of space in his mind of thoughtful things to do too.
Which is why I never understand freaking face tattoos.
I understand him when you part of that Nicaragua El Salvadorian gang. I understand that, but I don't understand it for people that's not part of it.
No, I don't know what it is. You know, he's trying to. It's just that new thing.
I think it'll be worth taxpayer money that next time a horse break his leg at Santa Anita, you go ahead and euthanize Tekashi 6ix9ine.
For every time a horse dies, we euthanize. Even after Tekashi 6ix9ine is already dead, we go euthanize him again.
You go ahead, you exhume the body and euthanize him again.